Our iFiber Communications listener line. We have a great guest to talk with here. It is Gary Strankman. Gary, good morning. Let's see here. There we go. Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. How you doing?
Very well, very well. How about yourself?
I am well. Thank you so much for talking with us here this morning. First things first, I know you're in California now, but you do have ties and a connection to Shelton. Tell us a little bit about the backstory behind Gary.
Okay. I was born in Shelton General, delivered by Dr. Linkletter back in 1941, and we moved just before the first grade and lived in Nia Bay for quite some time, and then my father was killed. We moved back to Shelton in 53, and I started junior high there and graduated from Irene S. Reed and in 59, and that was the last time I really lived in Shelton. From then on, I've been traveling, but my mother lived there, obviously, until she became too ill and had to go to a rest home.
And so 59 till now, that's a long time to be away from the community, but you still managed to find time to give back to our local community. What is it about Shelton and the people here that keep you involved and engaged?
I just owe so much to Shelton. I wouldn't have had the career I had without Shelton and its school system. And I feel like anything that I can do to help Shelton, I should do it. And now that I'm more retired than I normally am, I've had a little more time, so I've been, over the last 3 years, really expanding the activities that I've been taking on in Shelton.
One of the things are your Strankman scholarships. Tell us about who those help.
Those are 3 scholarships that go directly to the Shelton School District. 2 are designated for in-room or in-classroom teachers, 1 for an administrator, and they are scholarships to the Buck Institute for Education's what's called PBL World, or Project-Based Learning World. And they're the premier provider of that in the world, and they have a training session in Napa every year, and people come from all over the world for it, and the places are extremely restricted to get in. It's very difficult. They have a long waiting list, and when I really retired from helping them a little bit and consulting with them, they gave Shelton 3 slots, fully paid for, in perpetuity in my name.
Wow.
And we've had 12 people go through it now. And last year, the Shelton School District was so pleased with it that they actually sent 3 on their own as part of that new health training program they have there at the high school.
There is a lot of things that are moving and shaking around the Shelton School District. How familiar are you with some of these things, including that Health Science Academy? Things just are looking up and ever up for the school district.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the Shelton School District now than I've ever been since I graduated. I mean, it was terrific back in '59. I mean, they're the whole reason I have a career at all. But Shelton School District now, under Dr. Apostle, seems to be really taking off, and I couldn't be more pleased and more proud of my association with it.
In addition to the school district, you help out locally. Just kitty corner to us at the radio station is Saints Pantry, and you've been doing some fundraising for them as well.
Yes, that started here 3 years ago or so, and I do a drive on a website, or actually it's a Facebook page that's devoted to Shelton's history. And I joined it here maybe 5 years ago, and there was probably a couple hundred members. Now it has over 4,436 members on that site.
And that's the Well You Might Be From Shelton If site? Is that one?
That's it. And it's just devoted to Shelton history, and people put up pictures and tell stories and write memories and that sort of thing. And I got the idea that because we'd gotten some criticism that all we cared about was the past, of doing a fund drive, and so I pledged some money and got it started. And we've now have done 6, although 3 of them are more on my site than their site. But Anyway, and this last one we raised $3,710.
Wow.
We bought all the turkeys for 291 households and 818 individuals, and we had a few bucks left for some Christmas ham. So total this year we've raised over $6,000.
That's amazing.
State pantry.
Gary, that's amazing. I'm looking at some of the photos here on that Well You Might Be from Shelton If page, and there are some really amazing old photos, and it looks like there's a lot of people that are adding to them and adding their own stories.
They do. And in fact, that's how in one way, is how the Strankman scholarships got going. I created a character and write a little fictional stories about a fellow named Paul, who's an old logger who hangs around Shelton on that side. And the BIE people read it and realized how devoted to Shelton I was, and that's why they picked Shelton as the recipient for the scholarship. So it's had a big effect on me and a lot of people around Shelton.
It's really cool. What are some of the ways that folks in the city can help and join the group, or just get more information?
Absolutely. If they are on Facebook, if they just click on or write in the if you might be from Shelton if all they need to do is put their name in and indicate how they're connected to Shelton.
Okay.
Whether they're born there or went to high school there or whatever their connection is, and they'll sign them up. And as I say, we just finished this drive, and then probably in the spring I'll do something again.
You ever make time up here anymore?
I do. I try to get up there at least once or twice a year. Yeah, I sure do.
Very cool.
A lot of times I just sneak in town. I don't tell anybody and wander around and try to get ideas for my stories. But other times I actually meet with my cousins or other people I know that are in the area.
Well, next time you're up in these parts, give us a holler here at the old radio station. We'll bring you in and have another chat. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll talk to Caleb.
All right. Well, Gary Strankman on the phone with us here on the iFiber Communications listener line, talking about his connection to Shelton, his scholarships for some teachers in the school district, and a recent fundraiser for Saints Pantry. Thank you so much for being still so connected with the community, even though you don't necessarily spend a whole heck of a lot of time here anymore.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Have a good one.